Today we're talking washing machines, and to help us sort the fluff from the fiction, we're going to be talking to Vicky from Which's laundry testing team. So let's start with the basics. What's the right sort of drum size for our regular household?
Yeah, so drum sizes vary from 6 to 12 kilograms, and the most popular sizes are sort of 9 or 10 kilograms. But for a medium-sized household, 8 kilogram drum is perfectly adequate.
So let's talk about what we actually put inside the machine. Am I better off doing fewer big loads or doing a smaller load more often?
Fewer large loads is more efficient. We've done tests that show that doing 4 large washes per week uses 17% less energy than doing 3 quick loads a day.
Washing machines can be quite expensive, both upfront and ongoing. Let's start with the upfront costs. How much should we be looking to spend on a washing machine?
So we've found a number of good machines that are between £250 and £400, but we've also found some in that price range that aren't so good, and we've had to make them don't buys. So it always pays to do your research. If you're looking for a machine with fancier features, maybe a smart machine, something with auto dosing, then you're looking at £800 and above.
So you've said auto dosing there. What is that?
What is auto-dosing? So it's a relatively new feature that we've seen coming in, and it's essentially where you could preload your machine with a number of doses of detergent and softener, and the machine will calculate the load size and the kind of fabrics and figure out how much to dispense to get the best wash.
Very fancy.
Yes, very fancy and expensive.
And with energy labels, what do they mean, and do they actually tell us the full story?
Yeah, modern machines will have an energy rating that's between A and G, where A is really good and G is not very good at all. They're not so useful because those tests are conducted on a 60-degree wash cycle, which is quite a hot cycle, and we try to keep our tests as close as possible to everyday laundry uses. So we test on 40, so we feel that our energy running costs are a more useful guide for people looking for an efficient machine.
And are there things that we can be doing to cut costs without losing the performance of our machine?
Yeah, there's a few things that you can do to cut your sort of everyday laundry costs. We find that washing at 20 or 30 rather than 40 will save you quite a bit of money, and most loads will come clean at lower temperatures. If you do have heavier staining, you will probably want to wash at 40, but for the most part, 20 or 30 will work absolutely fine in a modern machine. Another thing you can do is switch to a Best Buy laundry detergent, because we do test those as well, and if you combine a good detergent with a well-performing machine, you'll get those good cleans at lower temperatures.
A winning combination.
A winning combination.
So time to bust some myths now with the beloved Which 101 fact or fiction game, the laundry edition. Let's start with myth number 1. So fact or fiction, you need to wash everything at 60 degrees to get rid of all the germs.
Fiction. Some bacteria can survive at 60 degrees. There's not really much point. If you're looking to banish germs, you should wash at 60 with a really good detergent to blast away any bacteria. But we wouldn't recommend washing at 90. Some people have been tempted because you would think a higher temperature would kill all the germs, but you will probably just wreck your clothes. Always check the label.
So what about white vinegar? Is it a great way to clean your machine?
Sadly, that's also fiction. So white vinegar contains acetic acid, which is great for getting through grease and banishing difficult grime, but that's also not great for your machine. So it can corrode plastic or rubber parts, which means we wouldn't recommend putting it in your machine. But if you do want to use it to help clean your clothes, you can soak your clothes in a sort of solution of water and white vinegar, rinse them thoroughly, and then wash as normal.
All right, noted. So what about this one? Fabric conditioner is not an essential.
That is a fact. So this is quite a divisive topic. Fabric softener does smell lovely, and it's supposed to soften your clothes. And while you might notice your clothes feeling softer in the short term, what actually happens in the longer term is that the kind of waxy deposit that it puts behind on your clothes, that's what makes them feel soft. But that can build up over time. But that makes it harder for the detergent to then penetrate that fabric and really get it clean.
Okay.
Yeah, so your clothes over time can feel crispier and be less clean.
Yeah, get dirtier. Not great for gym kit either, I heard.
No, you shouldn't really use it on moisture whipping fabrics. It can be quite detrimental to those. It's also not great for towels because it can reduce the absorbency of your towels.
And what about detergent? Is it true that cheaper detergents don't clean as well as the more expensive ones?
That's not true. So we also test laundry detergents, and we found a number of cheaper Best Buys that perform incredibly well. So it really is worth doing your research.
So if my washing machine's starting to stink, what could be the issue?
So washing machines are a great place for mold and bacteria to grow because they're warm and they're damp. So yeah, I would advise leaving your washing machine door slightly ajar after every wash, and your detergent drawer too, because they can get pretty gunky. So if you've noticed that your detergent drawer is a bit gunked up, it's worth taking it out and giving it a good wash and a scrub with some washing up liquid.
What about service wash? Would that help with that?
Yes, certainly. If you notice that the pong is a little bit persistent, then popping it on a 60 cycle, just empty, should get your machine clean again.
Washing machines have come quite a long way. I mean, some of the new machines have quite impressive features going on. So I guess my question to you is, what is a smart machine and what are they capable of doing?
Yeah, a smart machine essentially is an appliance that you can connect to your home Wi-Fi network. And then you can download an app to your smartphone or tablet and you can control it remotely via your phone or using Alexa or something like that. So it's quite convenient if you need to start a program and you're in a different room, for example. They can be quite a bit more efficient as well because they tend to detect the size of the load and then they'll select the program themselves based on the type of fabric and how many clothes you've put in there. And then you can also download extra programs, which is quite a cool feature.
I mean, that all sounds very impressive, but can you tell me about some of the features that perhaps you don't actually need?
Yeah, personally, I'm not that sold on auto-dosing. We did do a snapshot test where we showed that manually loading your detergent gets better results in terms of cleaning, but I could see how it'd be convenient for some people. And I am also not really desperate to download all the extra programs like Steam Cycle or Hygiene Wash or Sports Wash. I personally don't feel like I would need those. But, you know, anything that makes laundry day easier for others is a good idea.
So Vicky, we've learned a lot today, but if there's 3 things we should be taking away, what are they?
I'd say wash at cooler temperatures using a Best Buy detergent. Get to know your washing machine programs and use them properly because it does make a difference. And when you're buying a new machine, don't get taken in by snazzy features. Just find one that cleans really well. So read the reviews on which.co.uk.
So it turns out there's more to washing machines than just shoving your clothes in and hoping for the best. From spins to cycles to costs to smells, it turns out doing your laundry properly can not only give you cleaner clothes, but also keep more money in your pocket. This is Which 101.